Greetings, beautiful beings. I hope you all are drinking water and taking care of yourself. My name is Fatima, the steward of loving healing work. I am here with my amazingly, incredibly gifted and talented friend, the creative genius and now author, Jeremy A. Teal. Before we get started, I wanted to take some time to invite you all to just take some deep breaths. From a place of gratitude and abundance, just notice how amazing you feel by just inhaling and exhaling abundance in through your nose and out through your mouth. Knowing that you have everything you need and the world is filled with people that you are breathing the same air on, and so that you are not alone, even though you feel like you're alone. And each time, I just invite you to come back to your breath and notice how you feel and notice how you can bring your body back into the present, because it's a gift. And so with today's gift of the present, we are going to talk about what it means to have support systems. And came from this because Jeremy did this amazing show called Unburdened this past weekend. It was the debut of him being an author. Yay! And he did an amazing and incredible job. So before we go into, the support systems, how are you doing today, darling? As he leaves the camera.
Sorry, I know. Sorry, I had to go get that thing.
How are you on the end of your show? How are you feeling this week? Just tell us all about you today.
Today is actually a really great day. I think overall, I am so happy that I put nothing on my calendar kind of official until today, which is just all day because I didn't do really anything for 3 days. So yeah, like I feel rested. I feel like I'm back on the planet again. And I kind of got my sense of ability back and sense of self back. Ripping and running for 7 to 8 days, trying to prepare for every obstacle that could have come my way was tiring, but that is event week. That's how that works. And yeah, I think it went really well. I mean, I think it went beyond really well, honestly. Yeah, it was as perfect as it could have been, and lots of lessons learned and lots of new friends made, which was kind of the point. Kind of really the point of having a party was to have some people that I didn't know there. Because I could have just threw the book out there and y'all would have just got it and it would have been done. But making an experience is always better to give people context. Yeah.
Love. What was the highlight of your weekend of putting the event together? What was one of the many highlights? Because I know there were many.
Yeah, there were many highlights. I always think the biggest highlight for me is when strangers meet strangers. Like they were once strangers to me too. But if you've ever been in a room with me, you realize that you can't stay stranger for very long, because it's not that I don't want to talk to people I already know. That I like talking to people I already know, but well, there's no fun in that. Let's go find some new people to talk to. So being able to curate from strangers really great conversations and hopefully budding friendships and partnerships, that was the highlight for me. Just like seeing that it does actually work when you put it into practice. This idea of give people the space, give people comfort and warmth and trust and decency, and everything else will take over. It just kind of works. Yeah, that was my highlight for sure. I mean, also being able to, I guess, next, like right underneath it, is I can officially say that I am a creative genius. Like it is minted. I might have to like make the certification up myself. That's fine. But it's true. I'm a creative genius, and suck it. Like get into it. It's what it is. I know. It's just like you're muting and unmuting and muting and unmuting.
Okay, thank you. Technology, man. So yes, you are definitely a creative genius, and this experience, I think, minted it for you. For those of us witnessing, for those of us who are just mere commoners, we have definitely always known this to be true. So to see you bask in your glory this past weekend was wonderful. So I came from South Carolina to see my friend.
Yes, she
It
did.
just it made really good sense. It was the first time I was in the country to be present and celebrate with him, and just also to witness his genius and to see the support. Right, like support is important, and sometimes I think as friends or just in relationships, we don't always show support in the ways that we can. We don't show up in the ways that we can, and this event was a way that I feel like many of us could show up, not just with you, but for you, in this loving and sweet way that I am really thankful that I got to participate in. So let's talk about your support systems. What kind of support systems did you have going into this weekend, and how did they impact your capacity and your mental health? Because I want to back up. Putting on experiences is hard, and sometimes a lot, very, very stressful if you don't have a good support system, if
Yeah.
it's not something that you're accustomed to doing, if you just don't know what you don't know. Throwing an event can have some triggers and some stressors and some other things. But if you have a really good support system that listens and kind of anticipates your needs, even if you don't know that they are, it helps with not having so much anxiety and stress when you're putting on an event. So in knowing that, because I know you know that, but had to like
For the people, you got to bring them
yeah.
along.
Yeah. How did you feel supported, and how did that support aid you in the success of your show?
Well, I think there are two, maybe three kinds of support that were really integral to making it happen. The whole show, the book, the writings was all stemmed from one person, and that was my fantastic husband, right? So he was kind of the catalyst of me thinking of Black men whom I love and whom I happen to be one of, and having his quiet support, which is, Lionel, they don't know Lionel. We know people like this though. He's there. He's like kind of just standing there waiting for you to hand him something, but he's not going to ask you, do you need help? Because he knows that's no issue. Like that's the kind of support that I needed. Like that's the quiet support I needed from him. So that was number one. And then number two was the community support. So if I couldn't get to something, if I couldn't think of something, if my brain would stop working because it was processing in another direction, I knew I could reach out to a group of people, like a list of 12 people, let's just say, to say, I completely forgot to rent an AV system. Do you know somebody? And then someone that my AV system was just given to me because it's like, I have one, take it. Or it's like, I only have 2 coolers. I need to go get coolers. Like I'm just talking to someone. It's like, I have 5 coolers. I will bring you 3 coolers. Like it's not a big deal. So having that kind of saying what I need and it being provided without question because they are there to support whatever the vision is, that was really, really important. So I would call that community support. And thirdly, it's the good old fashioned kind you pay for. You write a check, babes, and if you don't have a lot of money, you let it be known up front. Hey, this is how much I have. What can I get for this? And let's optimize you doing all the things that I can't do, not can't do, but won't be able to do physically during the moment. So the day of and the being in the show part, as the artist, you can't bartend, you can't set up the food, you can't work your merch table, you can't be your own moderator, you can't be your own check-in person. You just can't, darling. Like you've got to go be the artist. You've got to go sell, you've got to go talk, you've got to go welcome, you've got to give announcements. Like you've got to do all of this stuff. And meanwhile, the engine has to keep running. So you're not even driving at this point. You really are a passenger, but you built the car. So that was, I would say highlight being able to afford help, like paying people to help me, and then also being able to support new talent in that way. There were definitely a lot of hiccups, but as an events person, as a coordinator and curator of events, I know what to look for. So if I saw something was a little thrown off or a little different, and it's like, keep back over here. Here you go. Good job. Now keep going. So part mentor, part boss, was kind of cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. So those are my 3 points. Loved one, community, pay for it. If you can't do the pay for it part, double up on the community. Double up and let them know really far in advance. That way no one is surprised and everyone can make it happen. And then the loved ones part, I mean, I would say that comes without question. They're always going to do it no matter what. Like Lionel did not take off work Friday. But he also didn't do anything on Saturday other than go to the gym. So he just knew that his day needed to be clear and that his car, body, brain was going to need to be there just in case, Jeremy needed something. Long answer.
Well, thank you for the answer, because it does separate the different kinds of support that we actually do need. The paid support is capitalism, right? But that can look like a barter or something else. But to take the support, not just from event planning, but just in general, we do need loved one support, we need communal support, and sometimes a barter or some sort of sacred exchange in some way that will allow us to hinder the results that we're getting. So for the purpose of not losing our minds, because without the support, minds could be lost. And I think, to me, that's the point as well, is recognizing that there's these different types of support, but why do we need them? And I'm not going to lie, like, this is probably one of the few events that I did not see you sweating as much. Like, you were surrounded by so many people who loved you and knew you. Like, I met so many people whose names I've heard, but have never met in person. I was like, oh, and we had this moment of, oh, but then watching all of us be there and the ways that we all know you in differently, right? Like, some of your friends are event coordinators, some of your other friends are this, and some of your other friends do this. And I'm just watching them going, this is beautiful. This is so great. Watching you be loved and that love be transferred through how we support you made it look it made it look easier than I think it might have really been.
No, it was easy. And that I'm a quitter. So when it's too much, I'm out. I don't want to do it no more. I don't care what the results are. I don't care how much I spent on it. I want to go. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. But it was lovely to have my support system, whom happen to all be very talented in their own way, like you just said. When they asked, is there anything I can do to help, which is inevitable. That was going to happen. I was betting on it when they got there 45 minutes early. I say, I need this, and this, and go do it. I don't care what it looks like. Or, I need this, go make it happen. I trust your vision. Because I do. They know what I would hate. They know what I could tolerate, and they know what I would absolutely love. And since they're only working with some of the materials, I'm going with tolerate. I'm good with tolerate. They don't bother me. So you were there when no, you weren't there. Who was I making floral arrangements with? Oh, that was Ray. Yes, I made a few with you, but the rest of them, the other 20 arrangements that were made in 15 minutes by me, was me telling Ray, go and put things on tables and I'll hand you flowers as I make them. Without question. It was perfect. It was I'll bring you the water. I'll bring you the vases. Make it work. Put my shit right here. You do your thing. And when I turned around, he had put all the flowers everywhere. The tables were perfect. And that saved me 45 minutes of time. You know what I mean? So it was that kind of support brought me so much joy. And that's what I mean when I go to places and say, do you need any help with something? What I'm asking is, how can I leverage my talent to support you right now? That's what I'm asking. And if you can't find a thing for me, I will go sit my black ass down. I will. It's just all right, until you need me, because what am I going to do? Force you to use me? No, that's stupid. And also, if you honestly don't if you don't like asking for help, you're not my friend. My friends ask for help. We ask for help. We will ask around. We will ask if you know somebody. We will ask, do you know how? Do you know when? What is the purpose of? We ask questions. That's kind of our thing. That's why you were in that room putting pieces together. Like that the pieces were put together because all the pieces were out. Everybody was asking questions. We would want to know what the fuck is going on. How do you know Jeremy? Fuck Jeremy. What do you do? What is your thing? You seem awesome. Like that's my friend group. It's me for 10 minutes, and then the rest is like, all right, who are you? It felt great.
It's true. There was a lot of there's a new Bed Bath and Beyond came out of Brandis's and Brandy's conversation with Brian. He was because all the bees, yeah. So you're not lying, and it is true. What happens when, like you said, there's people who don't know how to ask for help and don't know how to gain support and don't know what it means to say out loud, I want to do this thing and I need your assistance, or I don't know what to ask for. And then like that people do that continuously, right? Continuously they're in need of help or support, but they don't ask any questions, or they don't even make the statement of I need support, but I don't know what to ask for.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a process, so I can't really give it steps, but I can tell you how it worked for me and what I tend to tell people. So how it worked for me was I realized at the end of things, I was so exhausted because I was trying to solve every problem as it came at me, opposed to realizing these problems are universal across this thing. So let's just say events. There will always be a weird something that happens at an event when it comes to a guest. And you can never plan for it, but the more events you do at certain scales, you kind of just start to grade them. So at my scale, we're talking 100 people in and out for 3 hours. Something's going to happen with the bathroom. We're going to run out of something weird like cups. The AV system is going to be weird when we try and turn it on. Like those sorts of things are going to happen. So what I made sure to do, or what I now make sure to do, is double check to make sure all of that's there before. That's first of all. Make sure there's a plunger near the bathroom. Make sure there's an initial set of hands so I can send somebody to go get cups, get ice, get everyone to quiet down because the AV is being weird. So I got to use my theater voice, like that. I learned to prepare for things like that. So now when I'm planning, it seems paranoid in my planning stages to say, I need minimum 4 people. And one of those people will have not one job to do until the day of. They don't know what they're doing. It's just like, I need you to show up and you should be there all 3 hours. And when I call you, I just need you to put down whatever you're doing and come help me. That's how it works for me. And so that's what I tell people to do. Plan for the mishaps, plan for the extra ahead of time. Same with food. Like you're going to have food left over most of the time. Make sure you have to-go boxes. Make sure you have them. Like, you don't have to have 100 of them, but 20, 25 go boxes. That way you're not tossing out all this food because people gonna ask. And if it's a PLC event, they're gonna want to take a plate anyway. They don't give a shit what it is. If it's charcuterie, absolutely, because fresh fruit is expensive. You hear me? So yeah, that's kind of how I learned it. And that's what I tell people to do. Like plan ahead. Be prepared for the things you know that are gonna go wrong. Also be prepared to take a break. Just like take a hot second. It can be 5 minutes to go sit in a room and breathe, because I can't tell you how many times I was almost brought to tears because one more thing happened. I had a staff to help me, which was great, but if I had not taken those breaks, I'd have been in tears the whole time because there's enough going on. This is a life event that doesn't have to do with anybody else. This is an all me thing. This isn't a collaboration. A company I'm not putting this on for an organization. I'm not putting this on for my partner and I. Like this is a Jeremy Teal thing. So Jeremy's feeling all the feels, including all the good ones. And sometimes those bring you to tears. So I'm just like pushing everything down. Be prepared to take a break to go sit still because Lord, you're going to need it. That was a lot of answer. I hope y'all got that. You should have been writing.
They could replay this. Okay, so what I like from this is I'm going to use your event planning example to real life in terms of support. So I heard you say, know what you need, right? So you know you needed 4 people and 1 to pretty much white haired be a runner, and 3 that had specific tasks. So in your real life, in your personal life, it's being, when you need support, is knowing what you need. Like, do you need a hug? Do you need a meal? Do you need a nap? Do you need some water? What kind of support do you need because of what's happening, right? And do you need external support that's going to take you all the way through to the end? Or do you just need the put the water on the fire support right now, or for 3 hours, that day of support? What does it look like to provide yourself with what you need, as if your life is an event, right? Yeah. Like, you're put every single day, you're showing up to this event called your life. How do you have support in it? And I'm coming back to this because Jeremy wouldn't be able to do, and I'm speaking for you, but Jeremy nor myself would be able to do the things that we do without having good mental health practices. Like, we're very aware of our capacity, what we can do, what we can't do, what we need and what we don't need. Took a lot of work, but we are very self-actualized in that way. But it's also being able to say, okay, so what's going on and what kind of support do I need? And whatever the event is that's going on in your life. Is the event a death? Is the event someone stressing you out at work? Is it the event your partner? Whatever the event is, support systems are usually needed and necessary to help navigate the event. So what Jeremy is talking about is they're all skills that can be applied throughout our personal lives, even though we're not planning a scaled event. It's knowing that you're going to sometimes need space to cry, to break down, to be like, I don't know if I like this, or I like this a lot. And oh my goodness, I really like this. Like, it's so many levels because we're emotional beings, and it's providing ourselves with the space to be emotional from the event, right? And whatever, again, that event is. So using event planning as the metaphor to making sure that you have support systems so that your life, the main event, flows in a way that's just like, oh, you don't need a vacation from your real life, because your real life is the vacation.
Yeah, your real life is the vacation, because things happen on vacations too. And I would like to put it, not the word is in perspective, maybe to add to or to give something. It's not about preparing for what's going to go wrong. That's like, getting support isn't about safeguarding from issue or like catastrophe. Like that. Getting support is really about maximizing the joy that one can experience in a single moment or in an event or whatever. So what we're actually saying is, yes, you're making sure that you have someone there to an extra set of hands to help with things. But sometimes that help can be something as simple as, I don't remember that person's name. What was such and such's name? Or, hey, could you go grab me a swag bag and da-da and da-da and da-da. I want to do a giveaway real quick. Like, having that kind of support is great because you just had the moment. And I guarantee you, between your thought and that merch table are 15 issues you're going to run into. But that's for the rest of the people to handle. You know what I mean? It's not about making sure everything goes perfectly. That's not it. It's about maximizing how much fun you can have, or how much you can enjoy the thing that you obviously created. You're not here on accident. You did it on purpose.
I call it planning for shit to happen, though, because you can't control humans, right? Like, like humans cannot be controlled, and because humans cannot be controlled, shit's always gonna happen. Like, it's always. So I have put in. I know when I do events and security spaces, I feel like you do it too. You just may not call it that, but I call it the shit will happen buffer. And having shit will happen support. Like, if shit happens, you exist. Do I want shit to happen? No. But if it does, you're there, right? You are a person. And that's, again, back to our real life. We don't want shit to happen. Like, we're not saying, hey, the worst thing ever, come into my life right now. And also, though, if the worst thing ever happened, which I'm not calling in at all, but if it did, would I have the support to be able to flow through this now event that is of shit happening, right? Like, how does that really correspond when we're thinking about how we live our lives, this being Minority Mental Health Awareness Month? what are we doing to make sure we have support systems in these events that happen in our lives? Because some events are amazing, like, you know, Jeremy's Unburdened show, and then some events are terrible, like funerals. I don't even think funerals are terrible per se. I just think humans make funerals terrible.
Yeah, no, funerals are actually some of the easiest events to plan. And a well-executed funeral can make a person feel much better than a non-well-executed one.
You're not lying there. That's true. So more like, I'll say, you know, an event that you didn't want to go to and it seems like they didn't even try. What are those?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
I know that.
Like, you didn't want to go anyway. And then when you went, you're just like, you didn't even try. Like, why did I come?
Well, because you know, like, I mean, you be knowing, but you know that sometimes that support means doing it without question. So, like, we know our friends, we know our group, we know our acquaintances. For the most part, not everyone. I've realized this recently. A lot of people have not the word isn't intuition, but that thing. A lot of people just like don't have it, and it's like, oh wow, you didn't know that they're a piece of shit. Okay, well, weird. I knew that when I first met them, but whatever. They have wonderful cocktails. Sometimes you just go and you do it so you can. It sounds terrible. So you can say you did it, because ultimately you probably will need that person, right? Like there's a reason they're around. We don't know why. That's your life, not mine. But sometimes you go and support because, well, you need support. And you don't have to be a dick about it. You can stay 15 minutes, have a cocktail, make sure you give a side hug, and you get your ass out of there. Because you know some shit was gonna go down. And after you leave, you get a report from a friend. You'll never guess what happened. Oh no, I guessed it. That's why my
that's why I left.
That's why I left. So sometimes being support is, a social obligation. And that's okay. It's completely fine. You know it from jump. The word is awareness. Mental health awareness month. You have to be aware of what's happening. It's not like mental health mandatory month. No, you just like need to be aware that sometimes things will happen, and sometimes things will happen to you. Sometimes things will happen to people. Sometimes you'll be their support. Sometimes they'll be yours. You play, you volley, you play back and forth. We see what happens.
True. It is true. And then even learning when your support systems are no longer supportive in the way that you need support, it's okay to like back away from them. Like nothing is forever. And I think that sometimes, I know for me personally, and especially when I was grieving really heavy, I feared loss. So those in my support systems or people that I placed in spaces that I felt were supportive, I was afraid of losing, even though there was no longer a benefit of our exchange. Like, I didn't feel the support. I knew they were getting supported, but I didn't feel it. And knowing that it's all right to let go. Like, it's all right to say, oh, you were a support system to me, and I'm thankful for what you did. But where I am now and where I'm going, you're not the kind of support that I need now. And not saying that maybe it could be a forever split where you don't talk to them again, or it could just be like a pause for the cause. Like, this is not the season that I really need you circling in my life right now. And that's okay too. Because I feel like we've been conditioned to hold on to things that aren't good for us because we're afraid of the solitude or the loneliness or the isolation or not having, so that we'll just be like, oh, well, they were supportive, but that was 5 years ago, sis. Like,
yeah,
like 5 years
ago.
You're
really creating space. Like, you're not getting rid of anybody. They're gonna exist. It's not like they're going anywhere, but you're just creating space for something else, or you're creating space for you to be able to breathe and realize what you actually need. Because when there's a person there, they're kind of blocking the way of the persons or the things. And yes, it's confusing and annoying to be like, well, this was what I knew. It's like, yeah, you did know that, but people are just not as unique as people keep making them out to be. It's like there are only so many kinds of folk. I'm sorry, like, I just haven't met that many unique individuals that I can say I never met nobody like you before. It's very rare. And when you get, that's not, I don't say that, Jeremy. When you get people who are similar to each other out of the way, you make room for someone new and different and useful, helpful, appropriate. Sometimes you just have to tell yourself not to say terrible things.
Don't say that. Don't say, oh, you ain't got to, we are the same in so many ways. Like, you can't say that, Fatima. You're not lying. It is making space and knowing that people aren't unique. And but that's my thing that I have been working on, is because I am unique. I try to see the uniqueness in others. I even I try. I work really hard to see the uniqueness in others. I'm like, there's got to be, no, you're kind of acting like the masses. No, wait, you're just, you're giving the masses response there too. But maybe it is like, nah, we're not playing space. This is not going to walk. Like, stop trying to make a card walk that isn't going to get a book. So I know this is where I am in my journey today, is looking around my ecosystem and seeing, okay, where are spaces and people that maybe I can just move to the side, because you're not as unique as I thought you were. Like, you are kind of like the standard standard made. Like, it's like God didn't put no extras. I mean, I know God did, but you're not acting like it. Like, you can't even act like
no, I'm convinced that he didn't. I'm sorry. I'm really convinced that he didn't. And there is, like, I'd imagine that feels, I mean, if I were a Christian, it might be blasphemous, but I know for a physical and mental and actual fact that people make themselves mundane. They hope and pray to be normal. So when it comes time to be unique, they avoid it on purpose because they don't want the smoke that we have to deal with all the time, which is when something new and interesting comes up in us, we explore it. And he's like, what's that? Oh, I know what that is. That's not interesting. You make enough of those decisions, then you become you and myself and you. But when you don't, you become them. And it's perfect because the world is built for them. It's not built for us. We know how to navigate it because it's not that fucking hard. But we are often we are often pushed aside to make room for mediocrity. Because it's easier to digest. It's easier to digest. It is. Believe me, I love when a client wants to do a headshot in studio with the black background. Oh, you mean to tell me I can be done in 20 minutes? Oh, I love that. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Or when a client comes to me, it's like, we want to throw a really unique, classy event. We're thinking a happy hour, 5 to 7 at a restaurant. Yeah. Yeah. We can do that. Because it's not unique. I've done it 1,000 times. I've done that way many times. I love a copy paste. Love a copy paste when it comes to human shit. Hate a copy paste when it comes to unique human shit. Don't tell me you want something new, different, great, and wonderful, and then go and pull from the internet and just plop it down and change 2 colors. That's not unique and different, but okay. Sorry, I digress. That was me ranting.
I know, but it's true. It is. There's definitely truth in it, and honoring. Again, I talked about it. I try to make myself smaller so that the normal people around me felt normal. Whereas where I'm big, and a lot of my friends are just as big as me. I'm like, you can Google most of the people that I call my favorite people. Y'all have done things that are extraordinary. I am extremely proud of all the people that I'm like, that's one of my favorite people. But recognizing to even get in that sphere, we are very, I've never met anybody like you, Jeremy. But I go around telling people you are the first Black Mr. Texas Leather, and they just look at me and I'm just like, eh. I know him, he's my friend. And I had never met anyone who is willing to try all of these different forms of art and fail, not fail, be successful. You don't care. You're just going to try them because they were there for you to try. And you feeling supported from husband, and your circle, I feel like also helps you keep going, because it's like there's a safety net kind of there. It's like if you fall, there's people who are not, you should be like, all right, friend, you tried it. It was a good attempt, but
you did it, friend.
like, but you did
you did it.
And we love you for it.
The amount of times I have heard that sentence, "You did it, friend. You did it." I don't get it, but you did it. Or
but that's the same thing.
Love it. It's like, I love this. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I love it. And my friends have no idea what I'm doing half the time.
Or I would never have done this, but I'm so glad you're doing it. And it's just
I'm happy you're doing it. And that's the non-shady one, because there's a shady version of that. This is the non-shady one.
Yeah, there's a shady one that means that people don't like it, but usually it's the encouragement of, it's you and only you that could do anything like this, because I would have never. And I hear that all the time, like, I would have never, or no, that must be your calling. Like, it's just, and I feel like that's, again, I'm this way because my grandmother was my really big emotional cheerleading support. Like, I didn't care if I took my shoes off. She didn't like it, and she told me that she didn't like it, but she loved me and she supported me. And that was all the support I needed. Like, did she talk about me bad? Yes. But was it like, oh, you're gonna get sick, or but, and also she said, but that's what you want to do. And I guess, like, I'm gonna love you anyway. And so having that, knowing that I'm gonna be loved and supported, even if I make decisions that people don't always get and it doesn't align with them, that to me is also support. When people show up not really getting like what they're looking at, but knowing that they love you and you made whatever it is they're looking at, it's enough.
They're not, because you're not there. How do I say? You're not there to approve it. Like, as the support system, like when someone says, I don't approve of that, it's like, who the fuck was asking for approval? Like, approval are for memos or, communications to the press, or for, I don't know, just things you have authority over. The only person that gets to approve is me. However, it's like, I don't fully support it. However, I support you is a better way to say that. And you can't support what people are. Like, they are what they are. So the idea of like being able to approve that someone is queer or presents as female, or I don't know, tall, like, you can't approve those things. Those are things you can't approve. But what you can do is say, I'm not understanding that. However, I like you. So we go roll with it. And all the hoopla that happens after me talking shit, me asking too many questions, me saying things that are inappropriate, that's me processing. That's not me being an asshole. At least if you're actually being a supportive person. Because what I'm actually doing is I'm getting all the words out. So then you, the person who is experiencing the thing that's different, can say, friend, this is actually what it is. Like, oh, okay, friend, okay. I didn't know. I know for next time. The pronouns thing, I don't understand how people don't get that. It's really not that fucking hard. Like, I call you Cindy because your name is Cindy. And bitch, your name could have been Julia. I don't fucking know what your mama calls you. Like, you think my mother refers to me as Jeremy A. Teal? No, she calls me Teal. Why? Because my daddy's last name is Teal, and she don't like that nigga. That's why she called me Teal. Like, right? I don't correct her every time she calls me Teal. It is my name. Like, y'all, it's just, people take it too far with this whole approve, not approve, don't get, do get. I don't support that. Girl, do you like me or not? You do? Okay, we rolling with it. Because you do plenty that I don't like. Not you, but well, yeah. Part. Well, also, right? Like, our friends do things all the time that we don't get. It's like, oh, I don't know why you made that decision, but
yeah, but you did it.
But you did it, and I love you, girl, and I'm here whenever you call.
I feel like you do that to me a lot. You'd be like, you just give me this, like, I don't know why you're making this decision look, but you're Fatima, and it's gonna come back around. You're gonna come back around, and then when I come back around, you're like, see, I don't want to say nothing, but
you have to go through it. You have to go through it. It's that's the like not having to approve, being there to talk about. That's being a support system.
Yeah.
You're there because you're not going anywhere. Like you are. When's the last time you saw a support move? If a support in the building move, the building's coming down. It's got to stay. It has got to stay. It's got to do its job. It don't always have to like it, but that's what you are. That's what you signed up to be. And when you're no longer ready to be support, you can say that. You're just like, you know, friend, I can no longer support this thing. I love you to pieces. Holler at me when you're back on this track. There you go.
Real talk. True story. So if you didn't get anything from this, because I feel like this is a good time to wrap up, is make sure you know what you need, right? And what you're, so make sure you know what you're doing, so you know what you need, so then you know what you can ask for. And that is in all the events that come through your life, and the event that is your life. It's okay to need support, to ask for support, to have support from a loved one, have support from your community, have support that there's a barter. But either way, make sure that you're getting supported, because support aids us in our mental health journey. It helps us be less anxious and stressed out. And we can't do this thing called life alone. So I am inviting you to just check in on your support system, see if maybe they need to be switched out, strengthened, or maybe just say thank you, because sometimes we forget to thank those that continuously support us in all of our ventures. So please continue to drink water, take care of yourself, and subscribe to Loving Healing Works YouTube channel. And Jeremy, just in case you don't know, I love you so much, and I'm thankful for you as always.
I love you too, my friend. 2 things before we hit it. If you don't know what to say this. Friend, I think I need help with, do you think you support me in that? That is that easy. It is that simple. And it will be a vulnerable moment, but just say, friend, I need help with X. Do you think you can help me with that? Or do you know someone that can help me with that? That's okay. And you can do it in reverse. Hey, friend, I see you need such. I think I can help you with that. Or I know somebody that can help you with that. So there you go. You have no excuse for what you can't say, what you don't know what to say. And Unburdened, the visual and written reflection of Black Rest, is available now. JeremyATL.com/unburdened. That's right. That's my gorgeous husband. It's a physical book, y'all. I'm an author. Go buy it. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Please go buy his book, support his art. He has some shirts that are also coming out on the website. Yeah, so please just keep in touch with Jeremy and support his creative genius. And again, just keep being connected with Love and Healing Work. Sign up to our newsletters, and we hope to see you next time. Love.
Bye, y'all. I know. It's like we need outro music.
Yeah.